Welcome to the Zoom, everyone. It's Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. This will be the night that we will need to go down to Son of a Beacon and get us some tacos. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. It's been a busy day today. We've been working, getting our reports together, working, just kind of getting some things together in-house. So welcome. It's the roll call. Let's go ahead. I got 5 students on. I need to see 5 check-ins. It's the roll call. Let's check in on home base for me, please. It's the roll call. It's the roll call. There we go. All right, y'all. Welcome to our study hour. All right, let's get some things ready to rock and roll. Remember, let's do a recap of last night, and then we'll move into what we're reviewing tonight and what our expectations are for tomorrow. It's the roll call. It's the roll call. Welcome, everyone. If you will please put your name in the chat. Put your name in the chat. It's the roll call. All right. Welcome, Miss Fields. Welcome. All right. Everybody got their name in the chat before we get ready to get started. So last night, thank you to Jada for being our student teacher. Jada went over some brow tinting, and she did some brow shaping and some brow tinting. And she worked with the soft wax and then went on in with the brow tinting. Jada, if you're going to share some notes, you can put the notes, you can email the notes to me, or you can put the things that you wanted them to remember about product or tools. You can put them in the chat so everybody could just pull them tonight. If you have a link that you want to share to your booking site, you can put your booking site in the link as well. And we
Okay, I'll do it at the class so I can type it up.
thank you so much. And we appreciate you sharing your expertise. And that's available, guys. If you have an expertise, already have an expertise in body treatments, makeup, waxing, whatever. It's like a show and tell. And so get with me. We'll see how that works throughout before the holiday. And maybe you may have be a student teacher one of our days, okay, for at least we'll say we'll give you an hour. Okay, we'll give you an hour, hour and a half the most, and see what you get to share your expertise with the class so it's not an open forum. And then we went over Amber, I missed you last night. I thought you was gonna be there. I was like, oh, Amber's running a little late tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was at work.
It's all good. We said you was working. I
Right.
said Amber's working. Um, but I did leave. We left the table up, and we call it the lab. We left it up for tomorrow. And when you're not working on clients tomorrow or your classmates, you can come over to the lab and you can learn about making different products. So whatever you didn't get a chance to make, you can maybe ask questions about it, and we can start mixing, building some recipes about what you want, a cosmetic product that you wanted to make. So I left that in place today while I was at school. I really didn't touch it at all. I'm gonna do maybe just kind of straighten it out, put some labels out there tomorrow for you guys when you come in. But that's all I'm gonna do with that. Did anyone get to try their butter? Who tried their body butter that you made last night?
I wore mine today.
How was it?
Girl, I'm still soft.
That's good. Just tell me some things you noticed about it once it's set up, or is it
So
perfectly fine? You gotta add anything? Take anything
last
away?
night when I got home, but this morning after I got out the shower, I did notice that it got back firmer.
Okay.
So it felt like it almost felt like a soft, creamy Palmer's cocoa butter Palmer's that you normally buy in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt more of a creamy one. And then after I rubbed it on my skin, it wasn't like real greasy like some body butters I've tried.
Oh wow.
So it felt good. And my skin's still soft.
You may have some on your hand now. You may get some. Anybody else try theirs? Anybody else remember what we made last night? What other product did we make?
We made rose water.
Yes, rose water, aka toner. Can someone walk me through what were some of the supplies we needed?
We needed roses. We needed distilled water. We also put essential oils in it. And
then that aloe stuff that was in that thing. I can't remember the exact name.
But we didn't use the aloe. That was some she already had mixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just had straight rose water. You can make that rose water and add it to your aloe if you ever trying to make, like a big gallon of it. You could do that, or you could just do it. And what it becomes is it's like a more organic product, And so you can add vitamin E to it if you want to make it more hydrating. But the roses are hydrating, that it pulls oils from the roses, and it also pulls the colors. And so all of the properties from the roses and the color goes into that liquid. And so if you were using, anybody remember what I said, if you just use regular water, what would happen to your rose water? You got to use the still water.
Start smelling or something like that.
It will be dark. It'll
dark.
When it sits, it'll be black instead of red. And who wants to put that on their skin? So yeah, so making sure you use the still water, and we have some, there. And if you, most of the time when you're thinking about a rose, you probably would think red, but there are other roses as well. But the red roses really take well, and it does not change colors in a clear bottle or any bottle. So you think about yellow roses, orange roses, okay, fine. White roses, yeah, will it still have the particles, the goodness from the roses? Will they be infused into that distilled water? Yes, but it will take on this murky, dirty look. So not black, but kind of like brown. And then you have a client, it's almost like you can't sell it because the aesthetic of it has, it's good, but just because of the color roses you use, it's not pleasantly, and people purchase with their eyes. And we deal with people with our skin. All right, make sure I have my water. So we deal with people, and we deal with their skin. If you're a client, okay.
Well, you sound like y'all made some good products. Did anybody have some samples? Make some samples. I hate that I missed it yesterday.
No, you're gonna experience it. We had some stuff left over. We didn't have the body butter, but we left enough sample for you to make some when you get there. And that's one reason why we left the table up. We knew you were there and maybe one or two more people would come in. But you have to, when you're making the cosmetics, you really have to think about presentation because the clients are looking at everything. And if they see you with something that doesn't look pleasant, they're like, what is that? And what are you putting on our skin? Okay. They're already YouTube University certified. And then you're putting something that don't look like something. So there's like, okay, what's going on? But we had a pretty good time. And I don't know what happened that y'all lost a lot of y'all product on the floor and on pants and shoes. So we have to make sure that when we're mixing the product, ingredients, everything kind of has a price to it. Nothing is, freebie or BOGO 99. And so, and I don't,
that was my fault. It slipped out of my hand.
I got it. We got to make sure when Miss India is working that y'all are supporting, that we're supporting. But body butter can be a little slippery in the beginning stages, so I totally get it. But be aware of product ingredients. I don't know what you want to create for your spas, but definitely do the research. Make sure you're good. And use your products and ingredients wisely. Okay. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I didn't get to make, I have a few orders and I was supposed to make some different customized products and I didn't get to do it. These products are not even on my menu, but I'm gonna show you how to make a foaming scrub tomorrow, and it's like it replaces a bar of soap, but and it replaces body wash. And I usually show manicures how to make it because they deal with their hands. So they can put some on their client's hand, brush it with their brush, and then tell them to go wash their hands. Or they can use it on the feet. But for me, when I use it all over the body. And my clients they use it as a substitute to body wash because it's so creamy. So it add more moisture than taking stuff out of the skin. So that's out there tomorrow. That's the closest thing to soap that I can do. But it is very hydrating. You'll look at some of the ingredients. You'll be mindful of what you want to add to yours because what you add to it, it has to solve a problem. So think about the essential oils you added to your toner. You need to make sure you know the benefits of those essential oils and whatever you added to your body cream, your body butter, making sure that what you add, it is essential to solve a problem. And that's really one of the biggest forms of advice I can give you because anything I make sure that find out what the problem is and then I build accordingly. So I'm kind of not the person that follows the trend and stuff smells all bubble gum and smells like an island and tropical this and tropical that. I'm probably not going to be that person, but most of the products I make don't have a scent at all, but they serve a purpose. So we'll jump into that a little bit tomorrow as well. We need to do some waxing tomorrow. So I know the Vage is gonna come. She wants to get her legs done, but I do want to talk about tonight waxing from head to toe. And I want to reiterate that you guys go and I encourage you to get certifications and things like that, but don't forget the core of everything. Once a person has a license or they start moving out, they can mix and move whatever they want to. But as long as you're in school and you're getting your hours towards licensure, And if you're getting certifications, remember on one hand, those are advanced trainings. On the other hand, I still need to learn the foundation. Okay. And so where the problem comes in sometime is that you go so fast in learning advanced trainings that you neglect foundation. And when you get ready to have to work on clients, you're missing steps and you're taking shortcuts, and that cuts your training down. And so I can't mark you effectively because you're so used to the fast way or the shortcut way. So make sure we are not forgetting our foundation as we continue to grow. And everybody knows that right now, all of you guys are students. Everybody comes in and you're getting hours. And no one person is ahead of the other person. So just make sure collectively, I don't want anybody to think that they're behind, that they got to rush, they got to do something. You're all getting the same thing at the same time. Now, you may perceive it and have different plans and different goals, but no one person is above anybody else. So let's make sure that we keep that in mind and we continue to grow and we continue to grab a hold to these techniques that we're learning, and really about to get into the hands-on waxing. And we're going to start from the face all the way down to the toes. Okay, to the toes. Do you think your ankles hair grows around the ankles? Anybody? What do you think?
I think it could. I haven't seen it for myself, but I'm quite sure it does.
It does. And how about the ankles are one of the most neglected parts of the body?
Now you got me looking at my ankles, Miss D.
The ankles are one of the most neglected parts of the body. It has those little creases, those little creases in the skin. It holds dirt and same dirt or sweat, things of that nature. All right. So you do have hair. Some people do have hair around the ankle area, and it's included in the leg wax. Some people will stop at the top of the sock. All right. So as I know there's a leg wax going to happen tomorrow. If you're going to be performing that wax, that make sure that wax goes down to that ankle, or you come back for the ankle. Don't leave it behind. Okay. And also when we think about sugar scrubs and things of that nature, it could be a hygiene issue. A lot of, I think I've told you guys before, I was in Vegas and it was a body microdermabrasion class. And the machine was a big size machine. And when she took that filter out, she had a big ball of dead skin cells. Okay. And it came off the back of his legs. She was exfoliating his whole body. And she got a lot of that. She was like, okay, when he's in the shower, probably he pays attention and watches the upper part of his body and the important parts, keeping that clean, and probably doesn't do anything else. And so you will have clients that come in for body care, and they may want you to exfoliate their body. They may want you to do scrubbing of the body. They may want body wraps and things of that nature that we're going to move into. And so that will happen. And you will have somebody that wants you to remove all the hair on their body through wax. It is going to happen. I don't want to say when, but in your career, it is going to happen where you have to get exposed to full body services. And I don't want you to be like, what? Who does that? Why would you do that? Different people learn differently. They're home trained differently, or they don't feel like it's necessary. And so when you start to wax someone's legs and then you're pulling those strips off and you see a lot of dirt and dead skin cells, it may have been some missed areas. Okay. Or they just they may take a bath every day or shower every day, and they don't give their legs and ankle attention. And so just sharing with your clients that, especially if they have high blood pressure, you notice that their feet are swollen, cellulitis, or any kind of medical issues, diabetes. And if you're noticing that some areas are not as clean as other areas, that is for sure a sign for you to step aside and say, I noticed this. How can we fix this so we can have, when you come back, it's not like this anymore? Because with the skin, if it cracks or if it swells and it consistently goes up and down, the skin could be cut, and that is an open line for infection. Okay. And once it gets in that skin, it could spread to different parts of the body and to whole areas. So it's our job, if we see something, we say something, but we're going to get those areas clean, whether it's through exfoliation, microdermabrasion, and waxing removes the hair, but it's definitely doing like it's like an enzyme altogether, because you're going to get that top layer removed off, and it's going to be amazing. So we're going to touch on that. Soft wax and hard wax tomorrow. I'm going to mark it for soft wax facial client to come in, and then we'll move for hard wax body. So all this week, if you can, if you're my Facebook friend, just share what I'm going to put out tonight. And I'm probably going to do a little flyer about hair removal. This week and next week, we need clients to come in for waxing, because you need to work on real people. Okay. And so those are going to be our details as far as practicals when we're in the building. Let me prepare to share tonight. Let me look at I did want to look at client intake form and things of that nature. So before we start touching our clients, we need to have conversations with them. And Zoom wasn't working as well this morning, but we made it happen. But I'm on my PC at home, and it's doing so much better. So thank you, Lord. Let's look, and I'm going to cut this here. Let's have a real conversation about client assessment. And this is conversation with many of you have a great people personality, okay? But now we have to get into the nitty gritty. Yes, we got to get into the business, okay? So some people's like, oh, I want to get into all their business. You're going to have to, especially if you're gonna be you're gonna do hair removal. If you said, Miss Cox, I'm getting my aesthetics license, but I'm really gonna do waxing. Well, if you're gonna do waxing, we need to talk about what kind of waxing you're gonna do. And if you say, well, I'm gonna specialize in Brazilian waxing, well, you're gonna specialize in Brazilian waxing. I need you to give me 10 reasons a person can't get a wax. Period. And if you can't give me the contraindications of why a person cannot get the service, you cannot do the service. We, as the expert, the person with the license, the guru, the one that is more than certified, you worked hard, you paid, you invested, you've taken a test, you went through what's required, you have a license. At any time that you exchange a service for a fee, now that you are licensed, you are held liable in a court of law. You are considered the expert. So what you say is really bum. Well, your word, they believe you. You're the expert. So a lot of times I say, okay, do what you do because you're the expert. I need you to act like the expert. So the shady stuff that people that don't have a license do, you can't pick that up. You can't pick that up, because if you pick it up, being a license, you're held liable, and that other person may not be licensed. Hey, it's on the client, because they never checked to see if they had a license. It's not their fault. It's the fault of the person that holds the credential. So even while you're licensed and you're in your spas, take your time to go back and look at your textbook. I would go back and look at my textbook and be super sure, then just say whatever. all right, that'll get me in trouble. And so we're going to look at these forms, and I think we've done some in-depth consultations. We had our clients that scanned the consultation forms, and we've done some in-depth stuff. So let's look at this client assessment form. It's a sample one. You can go to JotForm. Sometimes I know you guys will, if you're coming back on, put your name in the chat. If you happen to drop off, put your name in the chat. JotForm. Is it Esty or Esty? Is it Esty? Where you can, people sell their crafts and their forms and things like that?
Etsy.
Etsy. ETSY.
Okay. I really like STSV. I can't even pronounce it. But to me, $3 for a template that I ain't gotta worry about and it got all the legal genre in there, I'll pay $3 for a template. And it makes my job easier. So now as you begin to grow, you allocate what's gonna take if I'm the artist and I'm the service provider, and the forms and things like that are my back office. And if I don't have an assistant right now, what can take that off of me so I don't have to be the brain over here and switch up and be the service provider over here? Just kind of makes your job easy. So JotForm. Also, they already have templates. You can go, and JotForm is free up to about 5 forms. You can literally run a full business off of JotForm as far as your consultation forms, getting them to sign the waivers and liability waiver, travel waivers, all these kind of things. And if you're traveling to someone to perform a service, their home, it may hurt somebody. When I say this is going to be an ouch moment for somebody, you need to check and see if that person has insurance before you travel to their home and perform a service. All right. Because if you get hurt, if you get hurt, that person inside that person's home driveway on their property, they're really liable for your bills, for your medical bills, your costs of living from work, what you lost and things of that nature. All right. Sometimes we're just saying, yeah, I'm on call, and they give you $100. Well, $100 is what you was going to spend coming to my spot. So if I'm coming over to your house, that's travel, and also that's a home care fee, whatever that fee is, plus my services, my labor. And also I need to make sure you got insurance. That is where people start taking you seriously. Because if anything happens to you, you're down in your career for a while. All right. So you got to make sure these places where you go and you volunteer to be mobile, that there's insurance available. And of course there's Google Forms. And then actually Pinterest is great as well. You don't know what to look for, what to ask for, is great as well. You also, in your ebooks, you have, and really I'm just on an online database, in your ebooks you have access to these as well, so you know what to do. And actually, Miss India, you printed some out, right? Miss India
Yes, I printed some.
Yes, so we'll give them to you tomorrow. We didn't get to give them to them on Monday, but we'll have those stapled and hand out for you tomorrow. So looking at the client assessment form, this also could be called the consultation form. Can anybody tell me why you need your client's name, phone, email, and address and date? Why do I need that information?
For one, to be able to contact them in case you need to cancel and any of that, and then as well as to send out more marketing information after their appointment, and in case there's anything that you need to ask prior to their appointment, or any document like pictures or anything like that.
Okay, great. All of the above. Here's the thing, here's the game. You guys are students. Everybody's building clientele. So the end game for you guys is data. You got to find a way to collect the data. If you can collect the data, then you will have a client for life. You can always recycle around. And if that client didn't come this quarter, they'll come next quarter. They didn't come next quarter, the following quarter. All right. And so, although, yes, we're talking about aesthetics, we're talking about skincare, you're going to do all these clients. But if you don't collect any information, you're looking like you're starting over every time you do a new client. Okay. And so the goal is, I would say, take a year, take 2 years, and just get on it. And you're just strongly collecting data. These could be answer Q&As, quick giveaways. Anybody that's calling, asking you about a service, first get their name and their number. And what do they used to say? So if we get disconnected, I can call you back. All right. And so making sure that you have that information is going to be key. It said, have you been waxed before? All right. We need to know that they've been waxed before if they're familiar with the product, the experience. Some clients could be asking for something because it's a trend and they hear everybody else. I get clients, I do mobile waxing on the Red Wax Bar. I service clients, okay? And a lot of times, we did a wax party maybe about 3 months ago. We did a wax party, and it was an Airbnb. It's about 6 ladies. They had a brunch, pajamas, celebrating, and me and my niece came in, and pretty much they had a package deal for underarms, face, Brazilians. All right. And one of the ladies had never had a Brazilian wax before. And she was the most excited one, but I could see it in her eyes. I said, okay, well, I need you to be the first one because we need to go ahead and get that the way. I don't want you to just sit in that anticipation and anxiety. And I asked her, why did you want one? Oh, because they were getting one. I said, what do you usually do for hair removal? I don't, or I just shave. And I had to have like a 20-minute talk with her and let her know, what are some of the pros and the cons. I also asked her, okay, instead of being the first one, you want to be the third one? She said, yeah. I said, are you opposed to taking an ibuprofen, aspirin, Advil, or something of that nature before we start? And she was like, no. I said, it'll help with pain. I can't make you take anything, but I just want you to go ahead and take something. And she was gung-ho for it. We tried to make it, I didn't do a full Brazilian on her. I gave her an landing strip. So I gave her something, we worked around it. And she really enjoyed it. And she said, next time, I think I can go the whole way. Great. We worked it out. I needed to know that because I didn't need her to run. I did not want her to make a negative impact to other people. Because sometimes people that hadn't done it before, they get real scared and they could really cause the atmosphere of your other clients to shift. So I kind of wanted to get her out the way. And I wanted to spend some time and talk to her and let her know that it wasn't going to be that bad. I did have to do a different wax on her. And I decided not to do the whole thing, just to give her a light experience. And next time, since she knows what it is, and the other ladies got to tell her why they like it. So now she's like, okay, I'm going to do the full thing. I'm ready now. Sounds good to me. but I needed to know, have she ever had a wax before? And you have to really do your whole spiel if they never had a wax before about allergies, also about medications and things of that nature. So I needed to have a little time with her while everybody else got, undressed. It says the following are potential contraindications. So you're going to see this keyword contraindications a lot in facials, in machines. I know y'all have seen it in devices. Contraindications. Contraindications is the reasons why a person could not get the service. All right. And I'm going to tell you this, whenever you're in doubt, don't. You got it? Whenever you're in doubt, don't. All right. So you don't feel comfortable about it, don't do it. I had a student, first week in school, she came in, not you, Miss Fields, but she came in and we were waxing and it looked very easy. And she said, I want to make some money, da da da. And not on your first day, you don't want to make any money. You got to learn some stuff. And she witnessed a couple of wax services. I was at the school one Saturday, like the following week. And she was like, Miss Cox, can I come by to school? I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? She came out of school and she had a client. Why do you have a client? She said, I wanted you to help me get this wax off of her. I'm like, what? She had put the hair wax on, not even trained enough to remove the hair wax, but it looked easy. She never indicated to me that she was going to buy a pot, buy any kind of wax, didn't take a suggestion. And sure enough, the ladies bought some fast processing wax. And when the lady got undressed, it was this half a patch. Yeah, that was super hard, that really hurt. And so simply what I had to do was just put some cortisone cream around that area just to kind of soothe it a little bit. Some baby oil. And I did use baby oil just to kind of soften and loosen it up. And I just needed her to relax, hold her breath, because we had to pull that out. And trying to do it in little areas so you don't pull the person's skin, because the longer it sets, the harder and tighter it gets. Okay. And so just being mindful, don't go and doing something without any consultation, because you could really end up damaging the relationship you have with the client that's giving you the service. And the lady was paying her, so of course she didn't get paid that day. And I don't think that student touched waxing again. She's licensed now, but I don't think she touched waxing again, just moving too fast. Here's some things. If you're a person that just likes services or doing them, you got to get to a point where you listen, and you have to get to a point where you understand these assessments. All right. And the only way you can understand the assessments is if you understood the information in the chapters that we went over. So it says any chemical exfoliant treatment such as glycolic acid peel or any AHA treatment. Okay. So it basically saying, when was the last time this person has had a chemical exfoliation? Okay. I would put Enzyme in the same category. Even though it's not a glycolic peel, it does remove some dead skin cells. So any chemical peel, any acid peels, any acne treatments, you need to wait 2 weeks before you do this. There's a product, and I told a friend, I said, I'm not going to order the retinol, the Mandelic retinol scrub anymore, because for one, I don't want to introduce clients, my students, you guys use Skin Scripts a lot, to retinols, and we're doing waxings, because sometimes we do facials and waxings. Well, retinols When they're topical, you really should not be waxing. All right. It can be more painful for the client, and actually you'll see skin removed. And so the client will be, it feels like the product may have burnt them, but no, actually the skin is so sensitive and it's so not tight and pliable, but it's just so sensitive and it's loose. That top layer is just really lightly on, and it just slowly will shuff off. But retinol treatments are for acne prone. It really gives you a great result. Most people that have used retinols, they've had a history of acne and they live for their retinols. Okay. So you're not supposed to be doing waxing with those retinols. So I don't want to have retinol products by your in your reach when I don't think you yet understand how to use them, and also in the same space as waxing. So I think we need some more understanding of ingredients and how to do it. And when I am assured that is understanding, I may bring that product back out. So I may have it in the back somewhere, but only for detailed clients. And you got to make sure those clients are not getting waxing services. Applied any topical products containing AHAs, and AHA is alpha hydroxy acids, glycolic or lactic acid, that's an acid peel, chemical peel. BHAs, beta hydroxy acids, those that's salicylic acid, definitely used for acne, can be found in over-the-counter products, or lightening or bleaching gels or cream. So if somebody is using that, you want to wait, find out when the last time they used it, and it needs to be at least 2 days, probably 3 days before they get a wax. Okay, so be very, very careful. And you can cause bruising. And if you're not, you see the protocol. If you're not following the protocol and you do it anyway, and that person, just say that person's a model, guess what? At the end of the day, that person may say that they've lost money. They can file a lawsuit on you and say they lost money because you did something that you weren't supposed to be doing, and it caused this to happen to their skin. You literally have to pay them for their whatever money they lost. Have you had microdermabrasion, laser resurfacing, light therapy, or injection treatments? Here's where it gets deep. If they've had these advanced services, you will need to make sure you wait 4 weeks or longer. So although you may want to make the money, you got to make sure that they're not doing any acid peels, that they don't have any chemical peels, and that they're not doing microdermabrasion, laser resurfacing, any kind of light therapy or injections. Okay. And the reason why we say injections, Botox or filler injections, those injections have to be in a certain area. And when we're waxing, we put the product on and then we're pressing and moving. If it's hyaluronic acid and it's like, feels like fluid, like fatty fluid, it could move into another area. And remember that initially when we pull the wax off, each hair has a response and blood starts to go to a certain area. That's why we apply pressure. And so in applying that pressure, we could move that filler that the client had injected. And so you want to make sure 4 weeks in between or longer. Here's where we're talking about acne drugs, exfoliating topical products, Retin A, other vitamin A products, 3 months or longer, even for pregnant clients. All right, exposure to continuous sun, shave, scrub, or experience any recent peeling or irritation in the last 48 hours. This, by far, is the number one thing that you should be discussing with your client the most. Okay, especially from February on down to August. Okay, And really, I would say November, because this is strange. It's November and we're still having hot days. And so having the client exposed to sun, possible sunburn, all right, skin irritating, that is going to really remove the flesh if you're putting hot wax on there. And you don't want to do that, okay? So be cautious. And then if the skin is inflamed, it actually, you putting wax on top of that could cause an infection. It's definitely going to be irritating to the client, may be painful, but that skin that's trying to repair itself like a scab, and it's tough to scab up the older your client gets based on what's going on, if they have sunburn, whatever. Whatever is going on, okay? You putting wax on top of it is going to cause it to be a deeper issue. So you want to make sure you're not doing it. So any recent peeling or irritation, you want that all to go away within like 48 hours before you perform the service. All right. And then still have your trust your gut, because your clients, yes, can tell you anything, but I need you to have experience. So that's why we watch pictures. That's why we do case studies. That's why we look at videos, because when it comes up, you need to know how it looks. And if they have had any of the skin treatments, if they haven't had any treatments on the face and the neck, okay? Any issues with the décolleté. You also need to record any medical conditions. What's going on with the clients? What have they recently been diagnosed with? Also, if they have any medications. Now, clients do not consider, most of them, some of them do not consider birth control, especially if it's an implant medication. I don't take nothing every day, okay? But please make sure you ask about birth control, and study the side effects related to whichever one that the client has, that they do. It says, are you pregnant or lactating? And of course, if they're pregnant, their skin does have differences, because it's supplementing for another baby, for a baby. So you may find that the client is sensating even more, and sensating, have a little, they can feel a little pain, not a lot, but you find a client that's super sensitive because she's pregnant, because she's trying to also care for the unborn child. But you will have clients who are pregnant that really need their stomach waxing, their back waxing. Some of them have series increased level of hair growth, and some of them they don't have hair growth. So everybody won't be the same, but learn about whatever vitamins that they're taking or medications that they may be taking. You also want to know if they're seeing a dermatologist or not. If they are seeing a dermatologist, I want you to stop. Okay? I want you to stop and ask them, what are you going to see the dermatologist for? And also, what medications did the dermatologist give you? How long have you been seeing this dermatologist? That's a doctor of skin. It trumps the aesthetics. It trumps the esthetician. If they're going to see a dermatologist, did they send you here? All right. You wanted me to do something that only the dermatologist is able to do. So you need to get all in their business of why they're going to the dermatologist. Okay. And then what did the dermatologist tell them about getting services? So I always stop, because they could be, on another medication or something of that nature. You're going to ask the doctor's name, and I also ask where the practice is, because I want to call them. I want to confirm, because if my license on the line, I want to have a conversation and make sure it's okay that I do these services on the clients or use this product. Allergies or medications, history of fever blisters or cold sores. We deal with the skin, and then we deal with the face. Okay. We also deal with intimate areas, okay, that may have blisters or cold sores. or sores in certain areas. You will not service clients with open sores. Tanning regimen or use of tanning booths. So please, I'm gonna say, and even accent frequency. Everybody, let me make a note. Everybody is able to use tanning services. I hope all of you guys offer tanning services. I really do. Okay. I hope all of you guys offer tanning services. Simply, let's see, simply because tanning is a part of aesthetics that many people, Black and brown people, overlook as money on the table. It's money all over that table, under the table, at the door. Man, I don't know how many of you guys need some money right now, but when I tell you a tanning bed will make you all your money back. Investing in sunless tan, which means you spray tanning the clients, will make you all your money back. Okay, you'll make your tuition back the first month. I'm not, no lie, no lie. Have anyone had a tan before? You actually went into a tanning studio and got a tan. You can put it in the chat. One for yes. One for yes. Okay. Do you guys, have anyone seen a tanning salon in their neighborhood, or you work by one, or what do you think?
I have.
Okay. Y'all, they never close. Sometimes the lines down the street, they never close. I want to tell you about a concept, but you're going to need your calculators. You're going to need your calculators. Just say you have, you rent a suite out. Okay, you rent a suite. Give me the average of a suite a month. Are they a month or are they weeks? I know some people that do a month. I know some people that do a week. Just throw me out an average. In 1 month, how much would I probably pay for just my suite?
About 7 a month.
Mm-hmm.
For my suite, I pay $625 a month. And my old suite, I was paying $7, because I was paying weekly. And then if it's on a 5-week, I was paying $825.
Okay, so it's like 150 a week.
It was $175 a week.
Okay. All right. And so I'm gonna do my calculator. Multiply that by 12 months. So if you do,
Jesus Christ.
It's $750.
It was $700 a month, so I would be paying $8,400 a year. So now I pay $625, and that's $7,500 a year.
I'm gonna keep it at 700, and that's 84. I'm gonna quickly go to Marketplace. Can somebody go to their Facebook Marketplace and type in search tanning bed? Y'all, I see a tanning bed 27 miles from me for $250. I also see one 9 miles from me in Germantown for $600. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good price.
I see one in Batesville for $1,500. I got one in Sardis. It looks nice too. It says $1,500. Power new bulbs works perfect. I'm gonna take Amanda up on that one because I don't got time to replacing. I don't want to deal with old bulbs. It's a XS Power. So I'm gonna spend $1,500 on a tanning machine. I'm also gonna spend about $500 in product. So that's how much is that investment? $2,000. How much is a container of cleaning wipes? Just say how much is a container of wipes. At Sam's, you're probably gonna get 4 for what, $15, $17?
Yeah, about 17.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 17 times 12 because I'm gonna get one a month. So 17 times 12. Who has their calculator?
That's $204.
Okay, so 2,000 plus $204. That's $2,204 investment. Number one, I got my machine that's gonna do all the work. I got $500 products, oils, creams, things of that nature. I'm probably gonna reap a benefit from it. And also cleaning wipes. That's all I need to start, y'all. It falls under aesthetics. So this is what happened. $8,400 for my suite. I'm gonna take that suite and I'm gonna put a tanning bed inside of it. We're not even doing facials or skincare. The average person is Fitzpatrick 1 through 3 that gets a tan. That's mostly melanated people do not get tan, they don't have to get tans because they melanated. But you do have people 4 and 5 that get tans. Why do Beyonce get tans? So she can look bronzy. I love it. Okay. So you do have people of color that get tans. You have Latinos that get tans because they fall towards the European side. So everybody is able to get a tan, whether it's for cosmetic or whatever reasons. But most of the time, Caucasians, Europeans, type 1, 2, and 3, Fitzpatrick, get tans. Now, they tan in the winter to get ready for the summer, and they tan in the summer to get ready for the summer. And so they tan all the time. You really should not get tan. They're not supposed to get tan for every 3 days. Okay? Sometimes some people abuse it and it'll go down to once a week, but they're not supposed to get tan for every 3 days. So you find sometimes you'll find if India was type 2, she may say, I'm type 1, type 2 is pale and they tan barely. So she may say, like, look, I'm gonna go to Jada's, and then when I leave Jada's, I'm gonna wait an hour, I'm gonna go over to Sundays. She might tan twice in one day. Y'all, the maximum time is 15 to 17 minutes on that tanning bed. The average time that a person is going to be laying on that tanning bed is 15 to 17 minutes. It's normally $1 a minute, y'all. $1 a minute. And sometimes you have spas that do gym memberships. So how many times, if my client, this the math, if my client needs 15 minutes for every client, I have an hour. How many clients can I get in? Remember, I got to clean. So I'm going to take 5 minutes in between each client and clean the bed with the wipes. How many clients can I get in an hour?
3.
3 clients in an hour at an average of $15 every time they come in. So in 1 hour, that bed can make you $45 minimum. Just minimum. You're just trying it out. So in 1 hour, that bed could make you $45. This is where I want you to open your eyes up a little bit. You ain't done nothing with your hands yet. It's the bed, the light, the clean room. That's it. You have clients, you're open 8 hours a day. 8 times 45 Is that $290 an hour? A day?
360.
360 a day. You're open 7 days a week. 360 times 7.
Oh, girl, that's 2520.
Did you get your money back for your tanning machine the first week?
In 1 week.
So let's multiply. What was that number, Sonia?
2520.
2520 times 4. 4 weeks.
$10,080. I've been to some places that actually charge you for different lotions and different different
You ain't even talking retail products yet.
Yep.
And everybody gonna buy some. Because now you're selling sunscreen too. You're selling sprays, you're selling all kinds of stuff. So really that first month you can pay your rent for a year. But 10,080 times 12 months.
Ms. D.
I'm waiting.
You can go buy you a house.
Okay, what's the number?
That's $120,960 in a year.
Y'all ain't touched a wax, a lash, a brow. You hadn't touched nothing. You made sure the maintenance. And probably after about 2 months, you're going to upgrade to the best tanning machine you ever got, or you finna get another one when you start to see those numbers. So you got a a young lady that probably is in high school, and you probably got 3 of them. Just say 1 adult that works during the day, and maybe 2 that works at night or on the weekends or something. Just a night shift. And their only job, they probably get paid $250 a week. So you probably ain't spending more than $700-800 a week on payroll. You're still going home with close to $9,000 a week. You ain't touched nothing. And see, this is the type of stuff I want to expose to you, because aesthetics is so wide. But this is something they don't say nothing about, because we making a lot of money over here. Don't tell nobody. That's really what it is. But when you start to say, okay, what else can I do with this space? Nobody should have, I'm not saying anybody on here, but I see this. Nobody should have a suite that they can't afford. Everything, every space, every square inch should be making you money. So if you can't get the clients in there, one type of client, put a bed in there and market to a whole new type of client. Okay, but everybody gets can get a tan. So the next time you see Palm Beach Tan, just shake your head and say, man, how much money they make. And they're never closed. Never closed. And you got some people that will get memberships, will pay $60-some a month on memberships, and probably anything over coming 4 times, they pay extra. And you haven't even sold any retail. Think about the retail and all that. You could literally just be a tanning boss. And the machine is doing it. You can have another suite or another space that just does mobile. You go to people's house and you spray tan, or they come in and you do the spray tan, period. And there's so many tones that you can use. That's looking at $60-65 every time you do it, rather than $15. And spray tanning is that you wiping them down with, of course, like makeup wipes, wiping them down. And then you may spray like a little buffer, which is like a primer, so it stays on there. And then you spray them down just like you paint a wall, period. They're sitting there in their undies or no clothes at all, with their hands out, legs open, and you're spraying. And you're getting it done. You're done with them in the same time they would have laid in the bed, if not lesser time and you're getting paid $60, $65. So that's something always to look at. Everybody ain't gonna be a lash goat, a facial goat. Everybody, you may not even know what you want to do, but tanning is a great opportunity for you to jump in, especially if you don't see that in your area. Okay. And even if you open it for Black and brown people, they're gonna come too because they want that even complexion and they want that sun-kissed look in the spring and in the summer. And for a lot of individuals, when the wintertime comes, it takes their color away and they're going to try to be there twice a week. So you're getting double money. So
I just had a white client this past weekend to ask about spray tans. And I said, because I asked her, I said, well, why do you want to tan in the winter? She said, that's the best time that I really like to tan because I don't have any color.
That's it. And they don't want to look washed out, so. And for those individuals that are like from London, Netherlands, Fitzpatrick ones, the ones that have like really, really, really pale skin, they will want the spray tan because if you put them on the bed, they'll burn because their skin doesn't pick up melanin. That's the thing with clients that are that light, that pale, they will burn instead of they don't have the release of those melanin cells to turn dark. So yes, they need spray tans to give them whatever shade, and you'll find those clients will be faithful. And you could build a house, what you said, buy a house, pay tuition, all that good stuff, go on vacation, and people trying to figure out how you did it. And then if you have your spa business on top of that, it's over. That's all I'm saying. It's over. Somebody better take those jewels and lock it down, and that come off a marketplace. But 10,000 is going to be a nice bed, a super, super nice bed, 10,000. So probably in my 6 month, I'll splurge on a 10,000 and then up the price of it, So, and they can have gauges too that will intensify the amount of heat or shading that they're going to get. So it's an option. I hope somebody will look into offering a tanning service in their business because it's definitely an area uncharted for Black and brown. So it's definitely a career opportunity out there. If their tanning has taken place and the clients want waxing, the tanning can cause sensitivity. Okay. So it can cause the skin to burn. So you want to make sure spray tanning is fine most of the times, but the actual them laying on the bed and things of that nature, you want to make sure some time has gone by or that they are properly getting an adequate tanning. At least I would wait at least 2 days in between their tanning service to get a wax. Okay, client will initial this. This is so very important because if the client lies about any of the things you asked them and something happens and they try to take you to court, you pretty much can set aside that you won. You have your records. They gave you false information and you went off of the information on their client assessment form. And so thus what happened is a result of the client not being honest. You win the case and whatever money you asking for your time away from your business. The wax record, a lot of times with the wax record, especially if you're going to work in like a wax spa, you don't have set clients, especially if you commission. Everybody is your client. The clients belong to the business, okay? And so with the clients belonging to the business, every time the client comes in, everybody who services that clients needs to initial who did the last service. Just in case something happens to the client, we know who to trace it back to. Businesses like European Wax Center, what's the other cute one? They give you the Jello shots. I forgot. I forgot. I'm forgetting the names tonight because I'm hungry. It's Black-owned franchise. The young lady is from here. Who knows her name? It's not European Wax Center. It's not Wax in the City. It's another young lady. They're commission based. And if you go work for them, it's great to learn training, get your speed up. They're going to educate you, but you are not allowed to give your information out to clients, and you are not allowed to take clients' information. Okay? That's their thing. That's their thing, because the client belongs to the facility, the business, not necessarily to you. Everybody services the client. And so in California, I think Florida, one stylist who worked at a really huge salon got mad, and was fired for something. And she took their client service book that had everybody's names and numbers and their color formulas. She took the book, okay, because they did not have it in a computer system. When the clients came back to get their service again, no one could remember the services that they gave them as far as the color formulas. And hair color services can go up to thousands of dollars. So they lost a lot of money. They did sue the client, the stylist that left with the book. And the stylist was found guilty, had to return it, and had to pay a penalty. And so you do not own it. And it came down to who really owns the book. And so she took the book because she knew that would cripple the business. So be very, very careful that whatever kind of business that you're going to build, whether it's commission or hourly or whatever you're going to do, always consider the business first. Any questions about this client assessment form? Client assessment form.
I think my computer kind of went out. What did you say about being pregnant? The reason why we have to ask that is did you say because they're more sensitive?
Yeah, they're more sensitive.
Okay. And then
and can I add something too?
Mm-hmm.
They may be using a medicated cream for stretch marks. Gotcha. So you don't want to burn them either. So you need to find out what they're using on their skin, if they're using anything.
And then you said if they recently shaved.
Yes, if clients have recently shaved, it goes back, you trying to figure out what part of the growing stage they're in. Remember we talked about anagen, catagen, tatagen. There are wax companies that are premium that you can use that really catch short hair. All right. But if a client has shaved in between the waxing, they're going to come back to you and they're going to complain that their hair is growing back faster than someone who is not shaving. Because when you're shaving, you're only cutting off the hair that as soon as you cut that hair off and it's angled. So that night they can feel that hair. Remember, hair is continuously growing and it really grows when you sleep. So when you wake up the next day, they can feel like, oh, my hair is already growing back. It was already there. It just continues, it's going to start pushing out. And so they're going to say, my hair is growing back faster. No, we didn't get it all. And when you wax it, you're getting everything out of that pore. When you're doing electrolysis, you're killing it all the way around. Okay. When you're threading, you are pulling more out. And so at the end of the day, if you're shaving, the client needs to commit to you, or this is my thing, if the client continuously makes it hard for me, that client will absorb an additional fee. Okay, because time is money. And then I'm trying to build something and put you on a system and a routine, and you're constantly doing the opposite, and you're causing it to be a hard time for me when it's time to service you. And so, yeah, that client needs to understand that if they could wait just a little bit longer, or say for 2 months, you have to commit, or for a month, you got to commit to coming to me for 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. And you'll remove, they can probably pay one price, but it's for 2 services. They can pay it at one time for 2 services. Come every 2 weeks. Let's get on a routine. And once they're on a routine, they can probably go 3 weeks, and that brings them to once a month. So that's something you got to have a conversation with your client, especially if they shave and they've been used to shaving and using other stuff. If they're going to commit to coming to a professional client and using professional products, they're going to have to stop the latter. Okay.
So let me ask you this. How do you, because I've saw and I've heard people come up with packages when it comes down to waxing. How would you, because the one that I talked to today, I think she said I think it's a place up there that's called City something. I don't know what.
Wax. It's a franchise.
Okay.
Wax in the City. Wax in the City.
Yeah. That's the name of it. She told me that her membership is $65 a month, but she said that she can go as many times. How are they making or profiting if they only paying $65 when normally a regular wax is around $50 to $55?
Well, here's the thing. Wax in the City is a franchise, and they just got to Tennessee. Their goal is to go so cheap, they pull your clients, and then they bring them up.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a franchise. If they have, and I'm trying to see if they have how many franchises they have. When you're in a franchise, you're going to do everything the same. Everybody's using the same wax. Everybody's using the same everything, And so if it's 100 franchises, or if it's 1,000 franchises, waxing in the city, there we go. It only takes $30,000 to get a waxing in the city. Some of y'all spend $30,000, that much in the first year decorating a suite, when you can own a franchise. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got to do the same thing. Look how much they're grossing. And they start in studios. They start in suites. There's another franchise in Atlanta called Sugaring. They do waxing and sugaring, and they start in 200 square feet suites. So you don't have to get the big buildings anymore. You can get any little size you want to. But because 104 studios. All right. So the more franchises they have, they buy everything in bulk. If you ever been on Alibaba, if you buying 1,000 of them, your stuff end up being pennies on a dollar. So they're not spending any money on the products, but they can go as low as they want to make some money. And the goal is to bring the other clients over to their business, and then they will go up. And that's actually a good marketing plan. That's usually how businesses do it when they're coming into the area and don't necessarily, it's one on Goodman Road, I think, they don't necessarily, they're new. And right now, they are the competition to European Wax Center.
Gotcha. She talked about the timing. That's why she said she stopped going, because they take, I think she said for her full Brazilian and underarm, she said she's in the room for 45 minutes.
Nah, where? At Waxing in the City?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably so, because they're taking individuals like you guys who are straight out of school. And so they want you to, and this is how they will bring you in, build with us, because you got some people that won't hire people right out of school. So Waxing in the City may say, hey, we've been up north, we're trying to come down south. This is our technique. You know how European Wax Center, you got to be in and out in 15 minutes. That they're probably saying, you know, people want more personal time. They want more time. So they're probably developing a system, you know, they're probably just seeing what works. They're really just testing things out. And so if that lady is like 45 minutes is too long for her, she'll do better somewhere with someone who's been waxing for a while, because they're going to get her in, get her out. And she's probably willing to pay extra just for the save of her time. But waxing in the city, honestly, I think I mentioned this to you, Miss India. Everybody who's into waxing, you should find you a job for at least 3 to 6 months at one of these franchises so you can see how the business is ran. You're there working for minimum, maybe hourly pay or commission, but you're there to learn. And some of them will do tuition reimbursement. Some of them will send you off to training classes. You want that, and they'll do that for free. That's them investing in you. So for you accepting $12, $14 an hour part-time, they'll say, well, we know that's not a lot of money. Let's send them over to this training academy. After a while, you can leave and say, hey, I've been trained by the best. They've invested in me. I've had these trainings. I'm ready to go on my own. I know how the business components of this work because I worked in the inside of it. So sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about you getting the knowledge and understanding of how to run your own business by stepping in and gleaming from somebody else's business. But Waxing the City is a new franchise. So, yeah. And maybe you guys have a great idea. I'm going to play this. Let's see if you can. I'm going to stop share and see if y'all can hear this video.
Waxing the City is just extraordinary. I get bored really, really easily because I love different things, and I have not bored one day of being a part of Self-Esteem Brands and Waxing the City. I jump out of bed. I get to go somewhere every day where there's people that come that want to be loved on and valued and seen and cherished. It's just what I live for to begin with. I'm Jennifer Wildcuss. Our franchise is in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
My name is Sean Terrell. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Sheldon Meeks. I'm the owner-operator of Waxing the City Atlanta.
My name is Danielle Henderson. I own Waxing the City in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
My name is Amy Manessis, and my franchise is in Denver in a little area called Northfield.
My name is Devin Lee. I'm based out of California.
My name is Monique Lee. Our franchise is in Southern California in Corona.
We wanted to own our own franchise from living in New York. We always got waxed. There was waxing studios on every corner there. So moving to South Carolina, there was really nothing. So then we started looking into franchises. We went down to Charleston and saw their studio and absolutely fell in love. From the moment we walked in the doors, everyone was just friendly, welcoming. It just felt right. Between seeing just the welcoming faces behind the desk, like I knew right there I just needed to own Waxing the City.
We looked at several other franchises and we went to different discovery days, and nothing just kind of hit it. It just wasn't an emotional kind of connection. I was a guest at the time of Waxing the City, and so I was talking to my serologist. She says, our owner's here, so if you'd like to talk to her. So when I was done, I went out in the lobby and had the best conversation, walked outside, and Devin was picking me up, and I said, I've got it. I've got our retirement plan. And he looks at me and he says, okay, we've looked at a lot of different things. And I said, nope, none of them have hit it like this. And I said, I think this is going to be it.
The culture, is there. The culture was there.
All right. So that's Waxing in the City, y'all. Pretty much. So it's so many possibilities and opportunities. Sonny, have you been in one?
I haven't been in Waxing the City. I haven't.
Yeah. I would suggest everybody this weekend try to find one. European Wax Center or Waxing the City. Just go in.
Yes, and wanted to go by one and experience. She got me wanting to go visit one. the way how she talked about it today.
Yeah, Andrea's is good too. She's really popular in the city. She offers a full body for like 65. And that's probably one of the better deals. And when I see her offering a full body for like $65 to $75, and then when I see somebody offering $150 out of their house, it kind of don't compare because you're getting a professional establishment. You're getting, their branding is so much on top of it. You in order to compete, you're gonna have to upgrade, so, and we got to be relative and realistic with our price. I don't want to see, I saw somebody $30 for a Brazilian wax. I almost threw my phone and I was done with Facebook for the rest of the day. Ain't no way. That told me that was somebody who you needed some money to get somebody out of jail. You you were very desperate, or you did not know the value of the services you were offering. Okay. Here is a wax release form. They have them for wigs. They have them for hair cutting. They have them for chemical services. If you're going to be doing chemical peels, get ready. We ain't doing no chemical peels unless the clients have a wax or chemical peel release form. Okay? They understand basically taking that assessment form and put it in writing. Clients could talk all they want, but when you put that paperwork in front of them, it's going to let you know if they were lying or not. And you're going to tell them, I need you to sign this form so just in case we happen to go to court, I'm waived. Everything you told me was true, and we won't have any responsibilities for what happened. Everything you said was correct, and we're going to be ready to go. They'll be like, oh, and they're really cautious about what they're putting their signature to because they may not have been honest about what they told you. They just want the service, especially when it comes down to chemical peels. So y'all be very, very careful when people coming in on the first day talking about, oh, can I get a chemical peel? And you ain't done no type of consultation, you ain't got no release form. You got to be very careful. And when I say when it comes to wigs and any kind of chemical, anything, people spend money. They're investing. Okay, it's not a few dollars. They're investing in these services. And so they want to get their money's worth. So making sure you're doing the proper documentation. Okay, we got contraindications for wax procedure. Contraindications, so recent treatments or product use, medical conditions or medications, making sure that everybody, Jamaya, I do have to send you your online access. Everything that you see me with, you'll be able to see as well. Making sure you guys take the time to go through the ebook or just look at the contraindications for waxing procedures, download it. This is what I'm expecting you to know, period. And we have no time for playing games. I don't have any time to, when the client come in and you're trying to figure out what we need to do. I'm like, we've been over this. Where were you? I am so serious about these contraindications because y'all are quick to go to that wax area. But I need you at any time to be ready for a quiz. Okay? So, contraindications for waxing procedures. Leg waxing should not be performed on clients who have varicose veins. Body waxing should not be performed on clients with pleated skin disorders, epilepsy, diabetes, hemophilia, or other contraindicated medical conditions. Facial waxing should not be performed on clients who have any of the contraindications listed in the reminder of this table until physician's approval is obtained. That's why we take the dermatologist's name and number. We call them ourselves or let the assistant call while you are finishing up the consultation. recent treatments or product use. Look at that. Most of that chemical, topical medication that they get from the dermatologist. We use hydrocortisone cream, but here's this for skin lightening. We are not using it. It softens that top layer of skin. Any topical or oral cortisone medication, we're not doing that. Medical conditions or medications. Acne, that's been treated by a dermatologist. Blood thinning medications, circulatory disorders, chemotherapy or radiation, epilepsy, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, HIV, AIDS, lupus. All right. If you gotta take a disorder sheet that got maybe 100 disorders or diseases, the same thing if you were going to a new doctor and you had to check off all those, that's what you gotta do. Okay. Medical conditions or medications. There are now, this book was, maybe 4 years old. Okay, so that's up to date with HIV, AIDS, medication discovery, and it's evolving every day. So patients that had AIDS 30, 40 years ago, and all the issues that they used to have, and life was really questionable. Now you have individuals who are living very healthy with AIDS and HIV. And here's the thing, who knows? Probably, yeah. Let's bring the numbers tomorrow. What's the rates of HIV AIDS in your community? Y'all, I don't think y'all were my students or y'all were just starting, but the ladies from the HIV AIDS Foundation, their job is to get as many people from 14 to 24 tested. That is the age range of the most infected HIV AIDS in Shelby County. 14 to 24. So incentive was, if you come out and get tested, they would give you $25. Okay. If you were within that age group, they were doubling it. All right. And so it's good to know your status, but your clients that come in every day that you'll say, oh, they're too young, they are the ones that really are totally affected, that you should be asking questions about. Okay. And a lot of things you're like, oh, they're too young, they're 19, they got this going on with their skin. It may be a disease or disorder, that's something that they got going on. It may be something sexually transmitted that's carrying over into another area. But since these are the individuals that are a market that supports you, they come into our salons and spas, they get all kinds of services. But if you're waxing and you have an autoimmune disorder, we need to have a conversation. So that doesn't say they can't have hair removal, all right? But which hair removal technique is going to be best? And if it's not waxing, maybe it's sugar. Maybe it's epilation. Maybe it's threading. Okay, maybe it's laser. All right. And so even though it rules out one, you may can get the other. Skin conditions. And this is our major focus. Clients could be talking and instantly you've already said, oh, that is acne. Oh, that's rosacea. Oh, that's sunburn. Oh, that's a fever blister. And so these conditions here, pustules, pus present, no, we're not able to do any waxing. We'll rupture those pustules. And other contraindications, moles, skin tags, we're not putting wax over that. Warts, okay? Eczema. A lot of times when the eczema dies down, okay, when the eczema dies down, and it's not when it's in the outbreak. Thin, fragile skin, a lack of skin sensation, they can't feel nothing, we're not waxing that. Other considerations, Here it is about pregnant women. It says avoid the inside of the nose, ears, over the eyelids, and over the areola and nipples. Okay. People get their nose waxed. Did you guys know that the hair in the nose prevents dirt and debris from going down your nasal? Okay, your nasal area. And so when people get it waxed, dirt and debris could just flow through there. All right. Same thing about us getting dermaplaning. That hair is supposed to support us, but we like to take it off. Pregnant women in their last trimester should not be getting a waxing service if they have to lie flat for more than 20 minutes. Could it be that you could induce something? Okay. So that's why we want to keep those wedges and pillows, especially for our pregnant clients. Clients in their last trimester don't get any chemicals at all, any relaxers, anything, because the body, all of its attention, instead of to the growth and beautification of that mummy, is going to preparing the body for delivery. Okay. Check for product allergies to wax ingredients, which means find out if your clients have nut allergies. And these shea butter waxes and stuff like that, shea butter comes from a nut. Almond comes from a nut. Coconut is a nut. And so some of those ingredients may not be able to be, some of those products you may not use on clients who are allergic to nuts. Okay, so just be mindful of that, having some, going through your client's charts as often as possible, just highlighting different things and making sure when this client comes in, we're going to use this alternative pot. Okay. Contraindicated products and treatments should be stopped 1 month to 6 weeks prior to waxing. And so if someone who has these issues or any other issues and they plan to get waxing, stop using that Retin-A cream 1 month to 6 weeks before we have to do your wax service. All right. That's going to let us know that your new skin has come in, and where that old skin was, it is not there anymore. And whatever was absorbed into the skin has now started to process and exit the body. And that's the contraindications. If you have to print this, put it in a binder, put it on your wall, laminate it, do it. So you can also educate your clients. And you hate to say no, but in these cases, you have to say no. The money is going to look really good and you will be challenged, but it's better to say no and wait till the appropriate time than have your client literally suffer and then you be blamed for the issue, which could ruin your reputation. All right. So be very mindful about that. As we prepare to exit, we will be in the building tomorrow night. If you know someone that's getting wax services, we're gonna come in. We got 3 wax pots. We're gonna put them up. I'm gonna do some marketing. Remember, if you follow me, share. All right. I'm gonna put these 2 forms in the group. We'll be in the building tomorrow. We are in Jemiah, the Hickory Ridge Mall. So let me send you the address. And then when you get in tomorrow, we'll make sure you get inside of our Facebook group. So we have a private Facebook group for the school. If you are on Facebook, we leave a lot of updates and a lot of study material. It's 24/7. If you're on Facebook, you can go over to the group and find something to study or something to watch. Also, with this online access, you guys can go in and watch the videos. We're on consultation, but we are about to get our hands moving. Okay, so I'm gonna get some clients in and we're gonna get to work, some practice work tomorrow. Okay, y'all have a blessed and amazing day. Clock out at 9. Miss Jemiah, I'm getting ready to sing you a home base, and it's really just an app that's that you'll be able to clock in and clock out on every time that you attend class. Okay. And it may be tomorrow when you get in that we'll set that up. Everybody good?
Yes, Miss D, we're good.
Yes.
I'm
Study
good.
into an hour and 44 minutes. I must like that. Y'all have an amazing evening. I hope you learned something, had some takeaways. I will see y'all tomorrow afternoon. And remember, everybody, we're parking in the front tomorrow. Security just wants us to be more careful and they want to watch our cars, and I'm thankful for it. So everybody, when you get in, let's park in the front and we're gonna walk around to the school, okay? So I see you guys tomorrow. And Miss Fields, I'll probably give you a call tomorrow before class just to make sure you got the address and instructions on where to park, okay? If she's still on. All right, y'all have a blessed one. Stop share, and we're out.